Welcome to another video, ladies and gents. The reason for this video is pretty simple. Just to inform you that when you see things out there, you can't always believe the narrative that is being fed to you. This is one of the cases. This is very reminiscent of the golden calf, right? The story from the Bible that Aaron made with the Israelites when Moses went into the mountain to get the law, the Ten Commandments. When he came down and he saw what they were doing, he actually broke it. Right? I guess he was so taken aback that either he dropped it or he just smashed it. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people? But this is more of the same, right? We had a golden calf, and I think it's on Wall Street, also here in New York. This statue is here in New York, right? Shazia Secondas now, 2023, crowns the courthouse of the Appellate Division of the New York State Supreme Court at 27 Madison Avenue. It's not the first time the court has changed the lineup of figures presiding over its rooftop. So you have to understand that this figure is going to preside over this court. Now, this figure is not a woman. This figure is some type of demon, fallen angel, whatever you want to call it. This is not a woman, right? These are horns. They look like braids, but these are horns. It has tentacles, and it does not have feet. It also has tentacles as feet. Where is it? Right here. Look. And it's emerging out of a lotus flower. So when you see things like this, you have to understand that the person or persons who gave the okay for this to be up there, as well as the person who is responsible for creating this ugly statue, they know what they're doing. This is not an ode to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was, a demon, which she probably was. Who the hell knows? Possibly. She could have been possessed by a demon, which was why she fought so fervently for abortion. That may be. I don't know. But I'm just saying, right? This image right here is the same as having the Israelites, worshiping at the feet of the golden calf. That's all that is, right? We have this problem here in America. We have problems with Satanism, witchcraft, black magic, white magic, all these other things, worshiping idols. Catholic Church is guilty of that as well. So, it's widespread, but when you see these things, you have to know what they are. Let me give you another example that you might not know, but let me put it in proper perspective for you. This is Hephaestus, one of the so-called Greek gods, right? He was the ironmonger, the crafter of weapons, right? Sort of an artificer. Who do you think the modern version of that is that you've been presented with and everybody loves? I give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It's this guy, Iron Man. He is so-called Hephaestus. That is why they have this still of him and why he is the crafter of weapons for the other quote-unquote lowercase g gods in Avengers. This is who he's modeled after, right? Even one of the most popular sneakers worldwide, Nike. Nike is named after this little goddess here, or I guess you could say regular sized, right? This little statue here, held in the hands of Athena, this monstrosity. This thing is ugly, man. This thing is hard to look at. I ain't even gonna lie. I saw a close up of it. I was like, sheesh. All right, but look at the size of this guy. Look at the size of this, and look at the size of this. All right, so Athena would be what we call a so-called giant, right, of her time. But she's holding Nike in her hand, the winged goddess that has the wreath. Like, do I have a better? Okay, this one you can see it. You can see the wreath properly, right? She has wings and she has a wreath, and she's the goddess of victory And Athena is holding her in her hands because she's saying victory is in my hands, or it's in my grasp, right? And who is Athena? Well, Athena, if you were talking about in this version, Athena would be Black Widow, right? And Captain America would be Ares, her brother, right? If you watch this series with Captain America and you see the relationship between her and Captain America, between Black Widow and Captain America, it is very reminiscent of the relationship with Athena and her brother Ares, right? Athena was the tactician, goddess of war, wisdom, right? She's very smart, calculating. She just doesn't jump into battle. She's always planning and plotting. That's Black Widow, right? Captain America is the one ready to use his fists, knock some sense into people, right? That's Ares, right? There's another one. Vision, right, represents the Cyclops, right? Because he was a helper to none other than Hephaestus. Now, who was Vision? Vision was a creation of this guy, right? And that's the reason he had the stone in the middle of his head, because the helper to Hephaestus was a Cyclops. That's what that represents. Quicksilver is representative of Hermes, another old Greek god, but he was a messenger god, said to be very swift, had winged feet, some of them winged sandals, but that's who Quicksilver is. Or Flash, right? Same representation, just a different name, right? And there's a bunch of them. Even Hulk. Hulk is the so-called Green Man. That's Osiris, right? You look at old pictures of Osiris, he's painted green. But back to this. I mean, if I had to talk about this Avengers stuff, I'd be here all night. But that's what this thing is. This thing is nothing but, some sort of old depiction, old representation of a god. Because there are stories about a goddess emerging from a lotus. And that's what this says it is. And you can see it for yourself. She's emerging, or it, I would say. I wouldn't say she. This thing is definitely an it. It is emerging out of a lotus blossom, right? Or a lotus flower. And if you look that up, well, there's a whole wealth of information there. But as they say, this is supposed to be regarding Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And they even have the little thing on it that she was wearing. So you have to take these things into context. My advice is that if you want to look it up, look it up. If you want more information about stuff like this, the Greek gods and who they represent in Marvel, you could just drop me a comment. You could do, a little live on it or a video or whatever. But yeah, when you see things like this out in the public, don't take their explanation at face value. I know a lot of people are two-dimensional thinkers. You might tend to do that. Don't believe these people, right? Whoever put this up, they know damn well this ain't no representation for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, unless she was some sort of, fallen angel, demonic entity just inhabiting that old lady's body. There's no way. All right? There's no way. Don't fall for the okie doke. When you see something like this, man, be like, yo, that is a demon, bro. This thing got horns, tentacles, might have some features of a woman, but you could tell it's not. Right? It ain't. Just be honest. Okay, but they're putting on top of the court building, so it's obvious they have plans, to channel the energy of this thing within New York. And man, I'm telling you, I'm getting so tired of this damn New York place and all the shit that they pulling in here. It is just, it's taxing. It is so taxing. And this woman is obviously the creator. She is obviously into this sort of stuff. She knows very well that this is not a depiction of a woman. She knows it is one of what they call the old ones, the old entities, the old gods, and that is why she has created this thing. How she got permission to actually put it up there just shows you the, state that we're in. Not necessarily state as in New York, but state as in condition. So let's put that where it go. Anyways, I won't make this video too long. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course share it for everyone you know. Never know, you might learn something. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.